Okay, so welcome to part two of our exciting webinar today with David. And let's go ahead and do some giveaways, shall we? We've got some Kubota Image Tools gift cards and Simply Color Lab gift cards. So who out there is ready to win a prize? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a quick question, and I think what we'll do is we'll pick, let's see, I'm going to pick the fourth person to get this question right. And the question is, if you all have your fingers on the buzzer, okay, what camera system does David use? Does he use a Canon shooter or a Nikon shooter? And the answers are pouring in, and Johan is the fourth one. So congratulations, Johan. We will make a note of you, and thanks everyone else for being so fast off the mark there. Those things come piling in. And so I guess, Johan, being as you were so quick off the mark there, I'm going to let you pick which one of those two you would like. Would you like the Kubota Image Tools gift certificate or the Simply Color Lab one? So you just type that in there, and then we'll give the other one away in just a moment. And I'll give you a few seconds to answer that. Color Lab. Okay. All right. So, okay. So then for a $50 Kubota Image Tools gift card, and if you, again, you'd be ready on the thing here, I'm going to take answer number 7 on this one. What is the name that David gives to his senior clients? What does he brand them as? Okay, and again, they're pouring in. All right. Oh my gosh.
They must be listening to me.
Yeah, I definitely think they are listening. In fact, the answers are coming in so fast, it's hard for me to actually count. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So Gene Carpenter. Congratulations to Gene. You got yourself a gift card to Kubota Image Labs, and we'll be giving away 2 more of those at the end of the webinar. So good job, guys! Awesome, fantastic.
And those are great products because you can use them on any of their products at Simply Color Lab on any of their products available, or at Kubota Image Tools on any of their software. So it's pretty generous of them to do that.
Okay, all right, fantastic. All right, so I'm going to hand over to you, David, if I can just find my little button here. So you will be able to present from your end. And let's see, let's make that. Okay, all right.
Okay. You should see my kids.
Absolutely. I see them right there. Okay, fantastic.
There we go. And feel free to ask questions along the way. And like I said, if I speak at conferences around the country, so if you happen to be at a conference, and I know somebody was from Louisiana, and I was just there doing a 4-day, 4-city tour, and hopefully they had a chance to see me down there. But if you do catch me, by all means, I'm one of these. I'm just like you. I'm a photographer. I have to make my money photographing. I don't do the 6-month tour of talking across the country. If I did that, my business would be closed up because I wouldn't have any more clients. So I do a limited number of speaking engagements, but I really like to teach. I enjoy teaching. I've taught at colleges before. So if I can give information to you, by all means, ask away, and I will try to answer it to the best of my ability. But anyway, let me give you a quick little look at my world. It's what our Rockstar Seniors. This is one of our Animoto slideshows that we use as kind of a teaser clip. We put this stuff on Facebook. We put it on YouTube. We post this. We put it on flash drives, so when they get information on our company, on my company actually, it's just me. They get this. They plug it in. They can run the slideshow. But I'm going to just pop this up, and can you see that black screen now?
Okay, I see a black screen.
How about the rest of the folks? Anybody out there, can you see a black screen?
I mean, it's sort of taking up part of your screen. Okay, here we go.
Go bigger or smaller?
No, that's fine, I think.
About there? Okay, well, sit back and just watch. This is kind of a quick rundown on how we use our teaser clips for attracting our senior clientele. And that's a quick little look at how we approach catching their attention. It's really unique. It's in your face. It's definitely something that we like to catch their attention. If you're not catching their attention, you're just becoming another face in the crowd. And once you become another face in the crowd, it all comes down to money. Who is offering the portraits for the cheapest? Guess what? There's always a photographer cheaper than you out there. And does that help the industry? Absolutely not. The industry as a whole loses. So that's kind of where we go from that point of view. Catch their attention, be big, bold, over the top, but also listening to what the parents and everybody want. That kind of in a nutshell is where we go. How did we get to the point where we are? Again, we process our images a little bit different. And one of our sponsors that provided these gift certificates or gift cards is Kubota Image Tools. And I found that, again, if you take time away from spending it behind Photoshop, you're gaining time to do something with your family. You're spending time marketing. You're spending more time shooting. So take a look at this. And I use this analogy in the past. If I wanted to generate a decent income, how much do you have to charge for an 8x10? And what I did was I had to look at it from a business point of view. Now, if you're spending 15 minutes editing an image to sell, do you have anybody have an idea how much you have to sell that 8x10 for to really be a business and make money? Throw some numbers out there at Nigel. I can't see your questions and answers here, but Nigel will see. Anybody throw a number out, how much you should sell that 8x10 for?
Okay, so far we've got $9 and $153. So quite a raise there.
Yeah. Well, it's actually going to be right in between. It's going to be about 60 some dollars for an 8x10 if you spend 15 minutes editing an image. And everybody's different. I'm working in a small rural area. I've got a home studio, so that's what my cost would be. Now, if I took 10 minutes to edit, that number drops down to right around $45. If you take 5 minutes and edit an image, and we're talking edit out the door to the lab, then that number drops down to $35. And what I'd like to do is I like to spend less than 5 minutes on an image. Actually, what I'm spending is sometimes literally 20 seconds on an image to finish it. And there is that little tweak at the end, maybe another 30 seconds to a minute of just hair removal, quick low blemish removal, and I pre-process all of my images. What has made a huge difference is by using the Kubota Image Tools, it's allowed me to process images a lot quicker. And a lot of people don't understand that. And let me just show you something it's shocking when you actually see it in person. But I'm going to go in, I'm going to bring up my gallery of images. These are my before and afters.
Okay, yeah, because we're getting some questions coming in from people saying, how much do you do in Photoshop? What do you use, any plugins and that kind of thing? So I think this is probably going to answer a lot of those questions.
This is the after effect. Now I'm just going to bring these up full screen. Can you see that? Okay.
I can.
That's after. That's before. That's straight out of the camera. After, before, after, before, after, before. Now, the before images, guess what? A lot of people can do this with their iPhone or their little $200 camera, or mom and dad can do this. My 10-year-old son could probably take this photo. As long as he nailed the sharpness on it, the camera, put it on auto, guess what? He can pull that image off. What separates you as a professional photographer from everybody else? There's cameras in everybody's hands, is doing that. Moving on, just walking through. There's Carrie, one of our lovely seniors. Boom. That's before. That's straight out of the camera. Finished. We did a really neat look. That's right out of the camera. Little process. Now it looks different. There's before and after. Mom can't do this in the backyard. And it's getting easier and easier to do this with all of the little online thingies, but this is what really separates you. And now, for me, to take only a few seconds, it's really, you got to expedite.
Right. And
yes, Nigel, you had a question?
Yeah, I have a quick question. How thin do you think that line is between going too far with the processing and getting it just right?
For me, there's a lot of photographers out there that say, oh, you're using actions, you're using this, you're using that. You know what? The last time I had a photographer come through my door and buy something from me was never. So do I care? Absolutely not. Is my client buying it? Absolutely. How much are they buying? They're buying $800 to $1,000 to $1,500. So guess what? That's kind of where I'm looking at it from that point of view. You have to find what your clients want, and some of that is going to be very basic, and some of it's going to be a little more extreme. So let me just bring this up. Bring this up in Photoshop, and I've got the dashboard already rocking and rolling here. I'm going to just unplug that from my wall. This is what the Action Dashboard is for Kubota. They give you a whole bunch of stuff. You can break it down in categories. You can look at this artistic pack, and you purchase these different packs. You can also make favorites, which I've got a bunch of favorites here. Now on this one, good little story behind it. This is one of my seniors. We're driving along. She has this blue outfit on, and we're driving along, and I slam on the brakes, and I pull in to this parking lot, and it's the parking lot of a Napa Auto Parts store. Mom is looking at me going, I don't think so. The daughter is in the back, and I know her personality. She's laughing, going, this is going to be good. So we pull in there, and I said, just humor me for a second. And you see the little shadow to the right of the blue girl there? That's caused by the off-camera flash. It was a boring day. So we used off-camera flash, gave it a little bit of sunlight look. And what we did was, and you can type stuff in, they get different names of all of these different actions, like here's a vignette, and here's a smokeless burn, and red dragon. And Kevin is a good friend of mine, and he's pretty creative with some of the names. And I grew up in, like I said, in the film days, and you just type it into this box, and it comes up with that character stream. So if I type in anything with F, it has an F in it. If I type FU, it has to have an FU. FUJ, bang, Fuji. Everybody remember Fuji Velvia? That nice pop to the colors?
My favorite film.
Did you see that happen?
Okay.
Undo it. And look at right here. All of a sudden you go click, click, done. I now have a Fuji Velvia look. The nice thing is I can go again. I can add this as many times as I want, and I can paint where I need to and add in, more or less.
Wow.
So in the case of this, you can step back, and I can step in and out, because what it does is it makes, and you're not seeing my history and my layers, but it automatically makes the layer masks for this. You can go in and paint out that mask. So I could go in and I'll just paint in here and say, raise my brush size, and I can tweak it as much as I want. Paint in. See, because you're making a mask. And now I want to get a vignette on her. Type in vignette, V-I-G. Here's all the different vignettes I have. This one gives me an interactive box. Pop it up, hit return, done. Finished product. How long did that take me? 20 seconds. I've got a finished product. This turned out to be Dad's favorite.
Wow.
Actually turned out to be the girl's favorite and the mom's second favorite. Mom had one that was, she looked like a sad little girl. This was her second favorite. A Napa Auto Parts store.
So you can find something good just about anywhere, right?
Oh, absolutely. So my clients love that, and I've got a finished product. I'm not going in and doing all kinds of stuff afterwards. And you could do something as quick and easy as this and just say, geez, I want to get in. I want a little different look to this. I want something older. And type in these words. And you learn these things after a while. Literally, bang.
Wow. Yeah.
And you just type in character streams, and you learn this stuff after a while. Want the bricks to pop? There's my bricks popping. Literally 10 seconds. And I'm done. Oh, geez, I need a vignette. And I just type in, bang, there's a vignette. I got a finished product in a few seconds. Now, if I'm doing something for competition, obviously, I'm going to take a little more care and finesse in these images. But this is production work. Mm-hmm. If you buy a handmade, handcrafted car, they're going to work on it to the nth degree. Everything's going to be just absolutely perfect. You buy a car from Ford or GM or Toyota, mm-hmm. Guess what? It comes off an assembly line. This is an assembly line work. It's production. You keep your costs down so you can charge more. That's the point of using this, is it's not for everybody in every situation. Here's a great one. Wedding in downtown Minneapolis, downtown St. Paul. Mickey's Diner, this is on a couple of movies. It's a famous dining car that's been in a lot of movies. Bride and groom wanted to go there.
Right, I thought it looked familiar.
Yeah, and this is on, if you've ever saw the movie Jingle All the Way, we're coming up to Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad, they're having coffee. That's the diner they were in.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, you have this air handling unit up here. You got some junk. There's a garbage can, if you can see off to the side, and kind of this bright right here. You know, again, let's hit it with a little bit of Fuji Velvet. I'll give it a little pop. I go bang, done. Look at it jump all of a sudden. Now, I want to just do something really quick. I can hit it with this, and what that's going to do is vignette that whole outside. I'm moving on to the next image. Will I submit this to competition this way? No. Will I give it to the client? Sure. Client loves it that way. It's unique. It sets you apart. Again, this is what's setting me apart from the client, the competition. Some people are going so overboard with the processing, and with this, it makes the layer mask, so I can go in and I can mask out and make it look like it's a customized piece. Mm-hmm. It's not just a one-stop sledgehammer approach. So that's kind of the difference in what's made my images look different, and people like that. And for just going to black and white. Great image right there, but I want to go to something, and you just type in, and actually they have ones that you can just look by black and white images. There's basic color, vignettes, monochrome, retouching, so you can do like blemish removals and stuff like that. And I could type in this, done. How about that for a clean black and white? It literally took me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Now, I'm spending more time marketing. I'm spending more time shooting. I'm spending more time with my family, having dinner, not up till 1 o'clock in the morning editing. The best part about this is you make money when you're making money. Now, if I sell this as an 8x10, the people like it. I'm showing them a finished image. They purchase it. My profits immediately went up over everybody else. Keeps me more profitable. I do this full time. I don't have another job. I used to teach at a college, and I used to teach micro and macroeconomics. I didn't have enough time to do that anymore. It was just one class a semester. So I do photography. Best one. Oh, you got to get this one. This is great. Neat little couple girls in a field, nice little orchard look. Mm-hmm. And it's a blah day. It's really a horrible looking day. out. The problem with this day is there was nothing to it. So what I did was I thought, let's try to make something unique. And, Mom and Dad might want to have something like this on a wall. So we went in and we can do painting type effects. And this one, and I'm going to just kind of hide my screen. Okay, now can you see my...
Yep.
Hopefully, can you see the mask? My mask now.
Yes, I can. Yes, over there on the right-hand side.
On the right-hand side. See, it makes these masks, and I can go and just deal with the opacity, drop that down. You can stack these effects. Now all of a sudden, look at what's happening. I'm creating a painting. And let's give a vignette to it. We'll cheat. We'll just do a quick auto vignette. Guess what? I'm now showing this painting effect, and you can see nice and tight. Gave it a nice painting effect. The branches up here, nice and soft. And I can go as much or as little as I want. I showed this off, and most people, I asked this at a couple of conferences, how long does it take you to produce a painting-like effect? And most people said, a couple hours. I just did that in 30 seconds. Now, if I'm doing it as a spec print, do I want to take 2 hours and have the client say, no, we don't want the painting effect. I just wasted 2 hours. I spent 30 seconds. I can give up 30 seconds of my life. And now we can go through, sponge out some stuff and make it, really pop if I want to.
Right, and
the best thing about this, so you finish one thing really quick here. You can make it look as bold or as soft as you want. The best part about it was I showed this to the client, 30 by 40 canvas.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's a $1,500 sale.
Yeah.
Now, guess what? Those people are going to show it off to all their other friends. Who hangs around with those kind of people? Other people with money.
Mm-hmm.
They walk through the door. Where did you get that? Guess what? Phone rings. Hi, I saw you did that really cool painting of the girls. We'd like to have our family done. Guess what? You add on sales that way. It took me 30 seconds. You know what your profit margin is that way?
Huge.
It's off the charts.
Yeah.
And if they didn't order it, who cares? I spent 30 seconds.
Right. Plus, you like it, and you've got something that you can put on your website or a blog if you want to.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I kind of got to the point of is, this is just something that it's not for everybody, but it makes a difference in your profitability. Mm-hmm. Your business is all about profits.
Right.
If you want to do photography as a hobby, then it doesn't matter. Spend all the time in the world editing and stuff.
Yeah. John had a question. He said, when you sell to clients, do you show them options with the editing? For example, show them a black and white version along with a color version, or a Velvia version versus plain color?
Good question. What I do is I show them a finished image. They will see, this. Okay. I don't want to muddy the waters. I'm going to say, well, we used my best professional judgment. If you want to see the color, I have the color, but it's going to be the unedited color. Guess what? 99.9 times out of 100, they will look and say, you're right. They're trusting you. That's why they came to you and not doing it themselves. Mm-hmm. So don't try to muddy the waters of, well, do you like this or this or this? Be decisive. This is a great look. We did, this young little girl, show that. I show them that. Look how soft and silky it is. You show, look how the colors just pop and how cute she is and everything like that. It's real dreamlike. And they say, oh, well, can you see that in regular? There you go. No, I like this one. Mm-hmm. Right away they jump to it.
Yeah.
So don't give the client that option. Sometimes you have to control and guide the sales session as opposed to just opening it up for a can of worms, because my clients do not see any of these images until they come in and sit down in my gallery and then we do a slideshow for them. Mm-hmm. Why? If they're sitting at home, they're obsessing and nitpicking over these images. I'd rather have that more spontaneous buy, that emotional reaction to it.
Yes.
That makes a huge difference for me in doing this. And the other thing was, when they're seeing these, they're seeing the raw images on the live viewing. And I got a video of what live viewing is, and a lot of people can't really figure that out. And I'm going to kind of run this for you. It's pretty neat. What it is, again, we're shooting on the Nikon D4. We got the WT5A adapter. It builds a wireless LAN. Sends it over to my iPad. I shoot, image pops up on the screen, client sees it immediately. So it forces me to be a better photographer. I don't want to shoot an image that's incorrectly posed, composition is bad, lighting is bad, because the client will see that.
Right.
So here's a quick little look. Should I go into the video there, Nigel?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, let's take a quick look here. This is kind of live viewing. I'm going to talk. Here's in my studio. Mom's sitting there, and we got this great little thing called a swing holder. That's an iPad stand. Oh, that one I like.
Oh, that's cute. With that little smirk. Look at this little smirk. Yeah.
See, and I can go over.
Take it and we're going to zoom in. It's right there. That's the final version. Isn't that great? You can see it right? At one point you can see the stuff.
See, now the client is excited. You can go outside. It builds, again, its own wireless LAN. There's one of my seniors. And now watch. She has a great comment. Posing her. She just told Mom, don't watch. She says, I'm not good at serious. Watch Mom's reaction.
Oh, that one was good. I was good at it?
Okay, I'm going to pause there for a second. What happened? Mom. Now, if you don't have something for Mom to do, they're staring at the kid. They're also on their phone, texting. It's distractive to the student.
Uh-huh.
How many times have you been in a session, Mom's talking on the phone? The kid is overhearing that conversation, and they're not focused on you.
Right, because they want to know if their mom's talking about them, and what they're saying.
Yeah. And then on top of it, she says, Mom, don't look. Because she's a little self-conscious. So we shoot this. Mom says, oh, that's good. Did you see the girl immediately perk up and said, really? Mm-hmm. Guess what? She's now ready to perform for me. She is now my performer. She's ready to perform for Mom again. So everything I'm doing, bang, bang, bang. And then you can give it to the client on location, and they can look at this stuff and say, oh, look at this. They can flip through the images. They can go back to the thumbnails. Look at, bang, bang. Now they're talking. They're excited. They're looking at this stuff, and they're really getting involved. Oh, flip it vertical. Oh, I like that one. They're just all excited. So with the mom or dad or brother or whoever's along holding that iPad, they're engaged. They're not bored. It brings up the energy level of the whole session, and everything goes really, really well after that. They're not distracting the client. So you've got a lot of impact. I mean, it's really amazing. People talk about, oh, I get to now look on the iPad. People know about this. They know what my session is going to be all about. So that's kind of a big thing for me.
Right. And John had a good question. Well, what app do you use to preview and tether to the iPad?
That's Nikon's proprietary thing. It's built into that Wi-Fi LAN that WT5 builds. So
okay.
Yeah, it's not a separate app. It's just there. It comes up. You just go in Safari, which is kind of cool.
Right. Okay. So maybe Canon have something similar.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure all of the major ones will have that. Mm-hmm. So cool. It really is amazing how overwhelming excited they are. And then we use that stand in the studio so we can passively show. Mom doesn't have to be holding onto it all the time. She can just do the touch thing. There's a little door on it, and you just pull the iPad out and go out on the road with it. And you don't have to have wireless. It builds its own wireless. You can be in the middle of a farm field.
Fantastic. And Steve had a question about the Kubota tools that you were using. He said, what pack do you use? He was having a look at their website and said that
I
there are
use
lots
all.
of packs. You use them all.
I'm a big proponent, man. I the first time I bought that, it was, oh my goodness, this is cool. And once you get used to it, it's like, I got to do the next batch. I got to do the next batch. So I basically own their whole suite. So, but if you want to get started, if you like doing the artsy stuff, a lot of people specifically ask this question. The art ones, that's Action Pack 3. I know that off the top of my head. It's got black and white. They all have different little features. You have to find which one is more your style. And they're all kind of tweaked for each and every style of photography. But eventually you buy one, you'll buy another one. And a nice thing, besides just giving away that $50 Kubota bucks, I've got a little discount from Kubota's on all their software. They've been very generous about supporting these educational programs too.
Wow.
And I'll bring
Okay.
that up here.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay. And so, you know, having this live viewing session really keeps that excitement going. It keeps the parents and the seniors sort of engaged with what it is that you're doing, and not allowing them to get distracted by other stuff, for one thing, but also making them feel as though they're an interactive part of the whole process.
Oh, exactly. The senior feels like they're a superstar. They love it.
Right. And a question here was, presumably the Kubota actions require Photoshop to be running. Do they work with Lightroom? They also work with Lightroom as well?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And is that Lightroom 3 and 4?
Yes, they've updated everything, including Photoshop CS6. So they're right on top of everything. They constantly do updates. I just actually had another update to the dashboard in Photoshop just yesterday. So they're constantly, it's not one of those softwares where you have to wait 2 years before anything gets updated. The dashboard is free. They can go try it out for 30 days. It's completely free. Use it for 30 days. You'll see how much time you're saving. I mean, it's just amazing. And like I said, your time is money. I mean, for me to take 2 hours off of processing, I can process an entire senior in literally 30 minutes.
Right.
That's flying.
Yeah, that's really fast, you know. And
when was the last time anybody processed an entire senior session of 60 images in 30 minutes?
Yeah, it wasn't me.
I can do it. And guess what? Now I can go set up another session and shoot. So guess how much more money I'm making than that person who's taking 4 hours, 6 hours to edit.
Yeah, and you know, plus there's other considerations too as well. Is that, you know, when you feel as though you're chained to your computer like a slave, you know, and you're stuck there in Photoshop just editing and all that kind of thing, it drains your energy. And you know, I hear or read on Facebook all the time, you know, photographers saying things like, "Oh my gosh, you know, I was up until 11:30, 12 o'clock last night editing a session from yesterday, and I'm really exhausted because, you know, I had to feed my kids, and, you know, I got to drive my kids to school in the morning. Then I've got another session to do." And by the time they get to that session, they're absolutely physically and mentally drained. Because the night before they didn't get enough sleep. You know, they just simply were working themselves to death.
Well, a good example was a couple of days ago. I talked to my wife and I said, I just edited 3 sets of senior. Oh, actually, it was 2 seniors, a family, and it was 3 seniors and a family. I did 4 edits. I built 3 slideshows. And I was done to actually sit around and watch a movie. I was done by 6 o'clock.
Wow.
I wasn't editing till 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Yeah, there's nights when sometimes you get really busy, but I was able to knock off, you know, with phone calls, emails, everything, edit 4 sets of images, prep a bunch of things, and then have a couple of ordering meetings, which was bringing in money. Yeah, it's a piece of cake. And the people that want to sit there and slave behind Photoshop, great. Keep going. It makes me more money because they're killing themselves.
Right.
That's the way and that's not to be too cold-hearted about it, but that's business.
Yeah.
If I'm more profitable than somebody else, I'm going to do it longer than them. They're going to get frustrated. They're going to give up. They're not going to invest in their business. They're not going to take the time. They're going to try to cut corners.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if that's the way you want to run a business, more power to them. But I like I said, how did I get to where I'm at? It's by being smart, making smart decisions. I mean, yes, I did dumb decisions. I beat my head against the wall for many times, but I learned pretty quickly I didn't like staying up until 11 o'clock at night.
Right. And, and I assume, too, that, these kind of image tools are going to be really useful to people like wedding photographers as well, who literally have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of images to process.
Oh, exactly. That's where you really fly. I mean, you can go through and, with either Lightroom or with Photoshop, depending on, how you want to do that, go through, blast through 400 images in about a 4-hour stretch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a minute. That's, what is that? That's, 4 hours is 240 minutes.
Mm-hmm. 30 seconds an image.
A little over a minute and a half on an image.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that certainly would help. I mean, I really dislike editing.
Oh, I do too.
I
ask your people, anybody who likes editing.
Yeah, let's do a quick straw poll out here. Who's in love with Photoshop editing? Anybody? Yeah, I'm not seeing any. Oh, somebody. Oh, we got one.
If someone says yes, they're lying.
Heck no. Yeah.
And it's really funny because you think that and they think that I'm going to spend money on something like these actions, and it costs. I'm going to just throw a number out. $400. You buy a larger batch.
Mm-hmm.
$400 is a lot of money, but that one sale I made on that canvas was $1,500.
Right.
Yeah, I made $900 more, or $1,100 more than that batch cost me. Now it's all profit.
Yeah.
From then on out, you're not only saving time, but you're making more money.
Mm-hmm.
Your profits go up, and that's what people don't realize is sometimes you have to invest in your business. I mean, you buy a new camera, you buy a new backdrop. Is that going to make you more money? Honestly, how is it going to make you more money?
Mm-hmm.
It's not. You can buy these cool little gadgets. It's not going to make you more money. I buy things that make me more money. The iPad thing,
Mm-hmm.
the Kubota image tools. That's what makes me money. And that's what generates more money. It actually makes me money. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to honestly look at this stuff and say, yeah, do I need another backdrop or a cool little prop? Is it going to make you more money?
You're absolutely right, and I hear the same thing about business education too, because it's so important. But for a lot of people seem quite reluctant to invest even a small amount each month on their business education for this type of thing, for example.
Right.
I hold maybe 3 or 4 of these webinars a month. And I charge less than $10 a month for people to get access to the recordings. And I was talking to a friend of mine the other week, and she's always asking me questions about photography and that. And I said, look, why don't you join my inner circle? You're going to get the benefit of a whole bunch of really cool stuff. Not to mention the SEO boost that you'll get from the profile page. It's like, oh well, I can't afford it right now. I said, well, it's less than $10, and no, I can't afford it. The next day, there she is on Facebook asking people, well, where can I get my iPhone 5 from? And which store's going to have the shortest line and this kind. And I'm thinking,
yeah, I love that.
What? You can't be serious. How can an iPhone 5 make you any more money?
Well, you got to ask the people this. You have to honestly turn around and look at your business. Are you happy where you're at?
Mm-hmm.
If you are, great. You're in that happy place. I'm in that happy place now. I got there. But if you're not, and you say, geez, I wish I could do better. I wish I could be like so-and-so. Wish I could do this. Guess what? Spend the money to get yourself there. You have to go out and make your business better. And sometimes it costs a few dollars. Sometimes it costs a lot of dollars. But don't frivolously spend on, I mean, I could buy a new camera bag and I could buy a new frilly something or other.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Is it going to make me more money? No, but I just spent money. But to spend money on like business education, making your business better, smarter, these people that are sitting here are investing into their future.
Absolutely.
They are investing into their future by learning something, and if you can come away with even one item out of a webinar or a training session, it makes you that much smarter than your competition.
Right. Right. You're absolutely right. And so I think it's time possibly to give something away again.
Excellent.
All right.
Well, actually, you know what? Let me do something really quick for them too.
Okay.
I'm going to just bring this up really quick. There's my sponsors on my speaking programs. I like to always give a shout out to them. Simply Color Lab has been really good. They got some really cool products. I mean, if you haven't been through their site, dig.
Yeah.
Kubota Image Tools again they've been a lifesaver for me. They gave me time back. Triple Scoop Music, the music that you heard is provided by Triple Scoop Music. Again, I'm a big proponent of, purchase royalty-free music. You don't like when people take your images, go to a scanner, scan it, and print it, okay? Support the artists, too. We're all artists together.
Right.
Animoto does the great slideshows for us. LumaQuest, we use them. They're flash modifiers. And Swing Holder, that was that stand. That's just a little plug for them. Like to always say thank you. And then lastly, hey, I got some discounts for you guys. So start writing or take a screenshot or something.
Yeah, well, okay. Excellent.
Animoto, for the slideshows, if you want 20% off of their subscription to Animoto, it expires 12/15, which is just a hair over a month away. You go to animoto.com, referrals, and then that goofy TMUKDNJL. And then if you have to enter the code, just enter that TMUKDNJL. Kubota Image Tools, if you're looking, if you don't win the $50, go to their website, KubotaImageTools.com/my last name, Hakamaki, Hakamaki. You'll get 10% off of every purchase. Okay, you can use it again and again, and it's good for through this year. If they ask for a code, enter Dave H Rocks. That little cool stand, I've got a video on YouTube. Search for my name, look for Swing Holder. You'll see a really cool thing. You actually have to call them to get this discount. They are having a problem with their affiliate code on the YouTube thing. So, but you could save 5% on that. I don't know where they came up with Hot David 20, but I mean, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, there's obviously a secret story behind that one.
Yeah, I guess so. And that might not come out on YouTube or may, who knows. You have to dial their 800 number, 800-456-8629, and then simplycolorlab.com/sale. They have their current sales, and again, they have that current sale, which is right now, that's a killer deal. Buy one, get one free on their press cards, and then if you order by the 21st, you get 50% off coupon to use on gallery wrap canvas prints. That includes their canvas clusters, their floating framed canvas prints. That's a great deal. 50% off a canvas? I mean, gee whiz. Sell somebody a 30 by 40 canvas and keep 50% of that cost. Now
that certainly is
going through the roof. But definitely do utilize those discounts if you have a chance, because if you can save some bucks and you can put it in the coffers of your business. But that's why I just wanted to give those people that opportunity, because those companies have been very good on allowing me to pass on a discount. It doesn't come often, but they've been really good about that. No,
thanks for sharing those, David. I know that anything that's going to help people out as far as saving some money on a product or something that they can actually use and actually use to make money in their business is always a good thing. Okay, so let's go give something away, and again, whoever wins this first one will get the choice of the Simply Color Lab $100 gift card, or the Kubota Image Tools $50 gift card. And so you guys need to be ready at your keyboard right now, okay? And a fun question: how many children can you see in the photograph on your screen? Whoa, okay. And I'm going to pick the answer number 6 on this one. So let's have a look. My goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's Robert Pickle. Okay, Robert, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. I hate it when I butcher people's names, so I apologize in advance. But Robert, you get the choice. And so what would you like? You can have the Kubota card or the Simply Color Lab one. Just let me know in the questions box there which one that you would like. And while we're waiting for okay, so he's going to go for the Kubota tools. Okay, so that's Robert.
Oh, he wants to save time.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's learned. Okay, all right. So for the last Simply Color Lab card, you're going to have to be fast on your keyboards on this one, and that is, what does David call his really cool portrait sessions? What does he do to make them special? It's not Rockstar. Okay, what is it about it that makes it unique? What the parents get to see? Okay, and we're going to take answer number 3 on this one. So you got to be fast. Okay. All right. There's a few different answers coming in on this one. Maybe I didn't phrase the question exactly right, but never mind. Okay, so we have a winner, Daniel Fillets, and Daniel, you get $100 gift card to Simply Color Lab. All right, awesome. So I guess David, so I'll just pass the email addresses of the people that won those on to you afterwards, and then you can get them sorted out. Is that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll work great. I'm gonna I'll pass on info to those, or you may just get an email directly to me. By all means, like I said, if the folks want to, hit the like button on my Cutting Edge Photography site. You will on the Facebook site, and you will kind of see how we market to people. It's constant flux of names going out and images. So you will see that how we approach it, and that's been really effective for us. So if you want, instead of just taking a stab at, how do I market, you can see how I've been doing it and what's been effective for me. So hit that like button on our Cutting Edge Photography Facebook. If you want to just be a friend of me on Facebook, that's fine too.
Fantastic.
Otherwise, yeah, if you do want to follow me on Twitter, I don't twit very much, but I am on there. It's just Dave, D-A-V-E, Hakamaki. It's just one long string for Twitter.
Right.
But like I said, I don't use that a whole lot.
Okay.
And if they are planning on going to WPPI, especially for those that have a home studio, I'm going to be doing a platform program at WPPI in March. So definitely do catch me there and let me know that you saw this webinar. It's always nice to put a face with some of the names.
Yeah, and we have someone real smart in the audience who asked, "Is your last name Finnish?"
It's actually Japanese.
It
No,
is?
I'm just kidding. No, it's a funny little story. It's spelled exactly the same in Japan and Finland. I'm full-blooded Finnish, and but when I go to Shibuya in Las Vegas, they always look at me funny, and my wife just says I'm adopted.
So,
yeah, the guy, when they take my credit card, they always do kind of the look back, thinking I boosted somebody's credit card, because the Japanese name with my un-Japanese look is really funny.
So it's actually Finnish, and good spot there, John, for
and yeah,
spotting
if you
that.
actually look it up, it's spelled exactly the same in Japan. There's a famous Japanese fashion designer, but I don't know, maybe there's a Japanese fishmonger somewhere in my lineage that came to Finland. That's where I got it.
Oh my goodness. Well, folks, unless there's any more questions, if you have any more questions for David, then we can maybe squeeze one or two more in. But with that, David, I would like to thank you very much for spending time with us today. You've been very generous with your time. Once again, to to anyone that's a regular on these webinars, they do tend to kind of go for certainly an hour and a half, an hour and three quarters usually, and it's been getting something of a reputation for being the home of the almost 2-hour webinar. And I think it's a real testament to you, David, that you've kept everyone's interest really well. We have still a lot of people on the call that were here right from the very beginning, and we were getting lots and lots of responses to the quizzes there. So thank you so much for sharing your expertise and your knowledge and letting us sort of get a peek into your world, as it were. And of course, I would also like to thank everyone that's taken time out of their day to come and be with us as well this afternoon or evening or morning or whatever it happens to be where you're at. I understand that you've taken time out of your busy day to be with us. As David mentioned earlier on, this is an investment in your business and your education and time, and I hope that you've found something useful that you can take away from this and actually put into practice and start to make some more money and become more successful in what you do. So, David, thank you very, very much. It's been...
Thank you, Nigel. Thank you, everybody else, for attending.
It's been a privilege to have you with us today, and I've certainly enjoyed every minute of it, and I've learned a great deal. So with that, folks, thank you very much, and you all have a great day or evening wherever you happen to be, and as always, I wish you continued peace in your business.